Welcome back everyone to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Eldritch Horror Season 6, Masks of Nyarlathotep. We've got Nyarlathotep as our great old one, heading into turn 2 with Preston, the millionaire, Father Mateo the priest, and Calvin Wright the haunted. Quick shout out to the well-placed product Necromancy of Nyarlathotep, Volume 1 of Disclosure from the Necronom Fragment. This book talks about the relation between Nyarlathotep, the Catu journals out of Lovecraft's Providence, and the idea of necromancy, but also this confusion between Cthulhu, dead dreaming, resurrection, being undead. Necromancy is raising from the dead, but then there's resurrection. So there's all of that, what is to be. And then you can see that this parallel goes on, like Atlantis and Rillier rising, people rising from the dead, and then the idea of necromantic ways of doing that, and that's the Nyarlathotep. So what does the awakening of dead Cthulhu mean, right? There's a quick quote here that says, Nyarlathotep, a tall, lean man of dead black coloration, but without the slightest sign of features, wholly devoid of either hair or beard, wearing his only garment a sharpless robe of some heavy black fabric. His feet were indistinguishable because of the table bench, but he must have been shod, since there was a clicking whenever he changed position. The man did not speak and bore no trace of expression on his features. He merely pointed to a book of prodigious size which opened on the table. H.P. Lovecraft's The Dreams of the Witch House. Okay, so let's jump into turn 2. We've got an expedition on Shanghai. We've got an adventure on Shanghai, which is the Eye of Darkness. We've got an expedition on Tokyo, and we've got a mystic ruins off in the perhaps Hawaii over there. So starting out with Preston Fairmont. Oh, just a quick shout out. Mateo got the Holy Cross as his object. So he has got that now. So let's head off the round with Preston Fairmont. He is going to start out, again, we want him to achieve his action. So he has the chance to acquire assets with Father Mateo as one of his actions, and then he can perform another turn. So he can always acquire assets. So let's have him try to acquire an asset. He gets a 3. Father Mateo also gets to have a shot at this. A 5. So they both get to acquire an asset. So there's a 1 and a 2. So we'll have the Time-Worn Brand. That gives we'll give the magical totem, protective totem, that helps you prevent to lose sanity, and we'll also have the Grim Lexicon. So Preston Fairmont, he's going to give both of these to Father Mateo. So now Father Mateo has a protection of sanity. He has a Grim Lexicon. He gains a clue from that Grim Lexicon. So let's have him take a clue. And also let's just give Calvin Wright the clue. I did not give it to him from the game start. So we'll take 2 clues that are sort of not placed. Here's the moon and the city of elder things. We'll give them those clues. Okay, so asset phase, very successful. Father Mateo's got 4 assets now already. Let's go ahead and start up with actions again. So this time, Father Mateo will go ahead and grab an. Oh, sorry. Preston, let's have him grab a token, and also he will move down to the pyramids to help close this gate. Okay, and also Father Mateo, same thing. He will grab a token, and he can, if he closes this gate, he can gain the boon condition. So let's have him hopefully close the gate, and then we can go on to Calvin Wright, the Haunted. So Calvin Wright was on his way to San Francisco. Let's give him a reroll as one of his items that he can pick up, and then we'll have him move with the second action to San Francisco. Okay, so action phase is cleared. Let's move to encounters phase. So for encounters phase, we'll start out with Preston Fairmont. He has picked up the... Oh, so he actually, each 6 he rolls is 2... that's when he... That's his fine close. He didn't get any 6s, but that's fine. A 6 rolled by fine close means he can count as 2 successes. So every time he rolls a 6, he actually can get 2 successes. So this is great. Okay, so recover sanity. Okay, super. So let's go ahead and have him attack the let's have him attack the Ravenous Gug. So first up, Preston Fairmont attacks Ravenous Gug. He has now a 3. So let's have him roll. And let's have him do a reroll, because he cannot lose sanity here, so he'll use that for a real roll. And he loses again, so he's going to take some sanity damage. Okay. Next up is his attack. So he actually will use 1 fewer dice for each sanity loss. So let's see what he does here. And he punts. So not very good, Preston. He also takes some life damage here. So, okay. So next up is Father Mateo, who will have a bit more success here, I believe. He gets +2 to his will, and he also gets plus reduce the horror of the monsters to a minimum of 1. So, so when he encounters the monster, the horror is reduced to 1 only. So he can also get +2 to this. And he passes his will test. And then for his strength test, he's able to do 1 damage to the monster. Okay, and then so he can keep going here. He reduces to 1. He will do a reroll also. Holy Cross. Oh, he gets +2 actually. So hold on. Let's just reroll all that. +2. So he passes his mind check, and his strength, he is able to nope, that's all he has. So let's have him roll. 5, another damage, another single damage. Okay, so it looks like Preston can have a reroll as this well, I guess, I suppose, because the combat can keep going on. So he passes the mind check, and then for strength check, he also does 2 damage. 4, and then the last roll for Father Mateo. Again, check the mind. He passes the mind check, and then the strength check does another 1, which kills the Gug. That was a quite powerful monster, but we've removed him from the board. Have taken some damage here, so let's keep going. Now it's Preston Fairmont does not get the encounter phase, I guess, because it's the Father Mateo has killed the monster. So Father Mateo does the encounter phase in the pyramid. So let's have him. The future. This far-flung future is much like the lost ancient civilizations filled with wizards and the worship of blasphemous gods. You are told this land is called Zothic. You ask one of the wizards to seal the portal that led you here. So he asks one of the wizards to seal the portal. The wizard summons dark visions. We failed, so gain a hallucination condition. You struggle to endure these sights. If you pass, you see how to seal the portal. Close this gate. Okay, so he gains a hallucination condition, but he seals the portal. So that's not a bad trade-off. And when you close a gate during another world encounter, you gain a boon condition. So he can gain both a boon condition and a corruption condition. A hallucination condition. All right, so let's get him his boon condition and his hallucination condition. So boon condition and hallucination condition. So he gains a composed talent. When resolving a test, you do not roll any ones. You may re-roll all of your dice. Wow, that's a great boon condition. And then he also has to gain a hallucination condition, though. A hallucination condition. Okay, so he gains a hallucination condition. When you perform a rest, you may reroll 1 die. Okay, so he's got that now. Okay, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. He closed the gate, and now let's just reread Father Mateo's case here. When you give a boon condition to another investigator, so he can give the boon condition to the other investigator. So he's sharing it with Preston Fairmont. So we'll give it to Preston Fairmont. And then we get a 1 Eldritch token on this card for Father Mateo. And then if he gets 3, he's able to get his special ability here. So that's great. Good news for them. And I believe that at this point that maybe we just give Preston Fairmont a encounter in the pyramids. So we'll just give him is there a pyramids encounter? Just a wilderness encounter. And we'll say, the local villagers tell you that a lost treasure is hidden within a cave. So we assume that's a pyramid cave. You explore the dark caverns in search of the legendary object. You can roll an observation test, which he fails. If you pass, you gain 1 record. If you fail, you awaken a horror. A monster ambushes you. Okay, so now a monster will ambush him for failing that encounter. And he'll have 1 more chance to resolve a monster. So we're back to Preston Fairmont. A zombie has encountered him. So let's have him go ahead and encounter the zombie. He can do his will check. So again, if he doesn't roll ones, he can re-roll all of his dice. So his will check is 3. And he can re-roll all of his dice. And he passes the will test. And then for strength test, again, he can roll. And he gets 2, and he kills the zombie. Okay, so that is resolved for Preston Fairmount as well. So let's now move on to Calvin Wright. So Calvin Wright also encountering a monster. This time he is encountering in San Francisco against the Ghast. So the Ghast has 2 hit points. So Calvin will go ahead and make his check. And does he have anything to help him here? He has gained +1 from his, with the spirit dagger. So he has gained a +1. He passes his will check, and then he can gain 2 from his strength as well. And he rolls 3, and he sends the Ghast off. So that is good luck for him. Let's just check. Calvin Wright needs to give away health and sanity to other people. Okay, great. So he can do that as an action after he performs his action. So next turn he can start to give away something. Okay, so let's have him do the San Francisco gate encounter. So we'll pull a card out, and it says the past. On the other side of the portal, you find yourself in an empty city with enormous primitive buildings made of green stone. As the city begins to flood, you realize where you are and try to manipulate the portal to escape. Okay, let's see if he can manipulate the portal to escape. Yes, he can. You escape Rillier. Whoa, he's gone through to Rillier. That's cool. Close this gate. You seal the doorway and close this gate. Awesome. So he's closed the gate. Our gates are all closed. Afterwards, you suffer from dreams of the city. Of course, the Cyclopean architecture. Have to do a mind check, which we pass. We fail, sorry. We cannot endure the nightmare, and we lose 2 sanity. Wow, okay. Oh, can he re-roll that? Do I have a re-roll? Let's have him try to re-roll that instead of losing that sanity. So he can re-roll his will check, right? He suffers from dreams. Let's have him re-roll it. Ah, much better. He passes. Okay, so I will throw his will check in the trash here. Discard pile, and he gains a clue. So another clue is gained. Well, you know, we don't have a clue on the board too, which is fine because we weren't. Let me just find a dead one. So this is one is called the Sahara Desert. That's in another game. So he gains that clue, and then we'll go ahead and just mix these up and pick site 4. 4 is here. Can move these over here. Okay, so we've got a clue spawned on the board there. I probably should pull my reference card out too, as I often forget these things. So icon reference numbers of players 3. So a number of players 3, we'll just put that here. Spawn 1 gate. And I spawn 2 clues. See, look at that. I have to spawn another clue. My setup never ends. Here we are, turn 2, and still spawning clues. So thanks for your patience. 15? 15. 15 is 11, 2, You know where it is. You guys know where it is. 15. Okay, so it's down in the heart of Africa. Okay, cool. Okay, great. So that is going to wrap up Calvin Wright's encounter phase. And he, so I will remember to give him the chance to heal somebody or share some healing so he can gain some, gain Calvin's will reward. Okay, so let's go ahead now and jump into the Mythos phase. So Mythos phase turns up. The doctor, okay, first of all, we spawn a clue. We spawn a new clue. Spawning a clue on. Lake camp, can discard that one. Spawning a new clue on 14. Now they're all ending up. Here's 14. Okay, this is back where we started, so that might have changed things, but I think we went for the gate. I think we would have gone that way anyway if that was one that we had spawned. No worries. Okay, so then also there's a symbol here for place Eldritch tokens on this Mythos card. Okay, so this is like an ongoing rumor. The doctors cannot determine the source of the condition or how it is spread across the world. After all, the victims have never been near each other. What these medical experts fail to understand is that it is not a plague of the flesh, but rather a plague of the spirit. Wow. Spreading corruption, online rumor. When this card enters play, the lead investigator gains a corruption condition. So the way we solve this rumor is by, so I'll just kind of put the rumor token on it. That is the active rumor, but it's not on a location, it's just here. So we add 3 by the number of players. We add 3 Eldritch tokens on this, right? And then it says, when this card enters play, the lead investigator gains a corruption condition. So lead investigator gains a corruption condition. And corruption condition. And then it says, when there are no Eldritch tokens on this rumor card, so this is a reckoning. So the reckoning will basically affect this. So the idea is when we get a reckoning, that's when we check on the status of this. So we have Banes here. We have corruption condition, restriction. We have injury. We have boon. We have illness. We have corruption condition. These are deals. Yeah, so basically on the reckoning it says an investigator who does not have a corruption condition gains a corruption condition. Geez, this is a tough one. Okay, so we will get him his corruption condition between turns. And because there's no reckoning this phase, so no worries. So we can leave this, let's just leave it up by him because he's the lead investigator. So there are starting out with 3 tokens on this, and then if that's the active rumor. So that's it. That's good. That's all for the Mythos phase. Just have to give him his corruption condition, and then this active rumor has to do with corruption conditions. So the quicker we can close this out, the better things are. Yeah, so this is very bad because we gain the Eldritch tokens on this, and then the Eldritch tokens inhibit our ability to take a madness damage. So this is quite maddening. So the mechanism in this Nyarlathotep game is the Eldritch tokens are the bottom limit of our sanity. So we have to constantly spend time resting Otherwise, we're dead already. We're just instantly devoured. So if right now, if Calvin Wright dips to 1, if Father Mateo dips to 2, if Preston Fairmont dips to 2, and this condition forces us to take on Eldritch tokens. So we really have to find ways to work off like this bad karma or this madness from Nyarlathotep. So this may be a game that we cycle in new players, because it could just instantly devour. It can be over very quickly. Okay, so that's going to wrap up turn 2. We'll see you guys in turn 3. Thanks for watching. Looking forward to turn 3. I'm already getting excited about Nyarlathotep. I think this is a quite stressful one already. I definitely want the characters to also get their extra bonuses, so I'm really trying to focus on their backstories. I think next turn Calvin Wright can help heal across a few points, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Leave your comments below, and we'll see you on turn 3. Bye-bye.